Hi, and thanks for logging on to the Daily DVAR Halacha. And here's a brand new halacha for you, and it's for Sunday, the 12th day of April. I hope you had a very meaningful Pesach. I am actually taping this halacha during Pesach, but sadly speaking about the Yom Tov being over. So here are the things that you need to know immediately after the Yom Tov is over. If you haven't already heard this from me, be careful. Don't eat all of your chametz the first second that Pesach is over, just in case you're hearing this the first second that Pesach is over, because you have to give your rabbi time to buy it back from the non-Jew that he had sold your chametz to, and you're not supposed to really be partaking of it until he buys it back. He needs an hour and a half to get that done, to be sure that it's done, so don't be eating your stored away chametz 2 seconds after Pesach. But you're probably hearing this more than 2 seconds after Pesach, so other things that you need to know. Be careful what stores you shop in for the next while. I'll tell you why. Because chametz she'avar alav haPesach means the chametz that was owned by a Jewish person on Pesach, you're not supposed to be benefiting from that. So there could be in your city a store that was Jewish owned where the Jewish owners did not sell their chametz over Pesach, and therefore it's banned. It's prohibited rabbinically for you to be benefiting from that chametz because a Jew owned it improperly over the holiday of Pesach. So if there's a store in your area that has Jewish ownership and they have Cheerios on the shelves there, you're not allowed to be buying those Cheerios because that was chametz that was owned by a Jew over Pesach. And which stores those are, I can't tell you. You're going to have to check with the kosher agencies of your city to find out if any of the major stores that you want to shop in have that problem at all. The good Jewish stores of your city probably took care of all this and sold their chametz over Pesach, and as soon as they're open for business on the next day, they've bought back their chametz from the non-Jew, and you could happily shop at those stores, and that's fine. You'd have to watch for the big store chains that may have Jewish ownership in your area and didn't take care of business, didn't sell their chametz. You're not allowed to be benefiting from the chametz in those stores. Therefore, you would not be allowed to buy off of the shelves of that store stuff like bread, cakes, cookies, pretzels, Cheerios, noodles, and all those kinds of things that are chametz. What you'd have to do is wait it out until those items that were owned by the Jews on Pesach have cleared off of the shelves a couple weeks later, and then there's new stuff on the shelves that arrived after Pesach. Ask the rabbis of your community to check if any of the stores that you shop from have that issue, and if they do, when it's safe for you to start buying chametz in those stores again. When you run into the convenience stores in your area and you want to buy a cookie off of one of those shelves, you'd have to find out not who manages the store, but who owns that store, and check if any ownership of that store is in fact Jewish, because if it is, then you're not supposed to be buying the chametz off of those shelves in that store until it clears the shelves, until you're working with chametz that arrived after Pesach on those shelves. This does not apply to kitnios. It only applies to chametz. So you can happily buy a drink that has high fructose corn sweetener in it, if you consider that a good thing to ingest. Healthy people trying to stay away from that stuff. But if you want to buy anything that has corn in it, kitnios, or any of those kinds of things, that's going to be okay, because we only apply this decree that I've been discussing to things that are real chametz, like breads, cakes, cookies, noodles, pretzels, etc. So please be careful for those kinds of things in your area. Check with the kosher agencies of your town and check where it is okay for you to shop after Pesach and where it isn't, and wait it out in those stores where it isn't allowed until the rabbis tell you that it's safe to be buying chametz off of those shelves again from those big stores that didn't take care of business. Thanks for logging on. Log on again tomorrow for more. Bye-bye.